I call it the intelligent enterprise. Yeah? And that's one being powered by AI. So every single business process is augmented by AI. You make something, you buy something, you hire somebody, all powered by AI. And so that would be the next evolution, the intelligent enterprise. So if you're now a board member and you're seeing these waves of value creation and destruction, and you're seeing how organizations are evolving, what do you need to be thinking about? I suppose it really comes down to 5 things here. The first one is what's going to be the impact? What are the threats and opportunities presented by AI? Where is value going to be created and where is value going to be destroyed? So, for example, we work with a gaming service provider. They develop software, they create images, they write music, they create scripts. But you think, wait a minute, all of that actually can be done now quite easily. So they're looking at a large part of their business just simply vanishing overnight. And I suppose the question is then, how do you get ahead of it? What new services and products can you offer to really protect value and then create value? So impact would be the first. Then the second one is that based on that impact, what is your blueprint? What are you going to do? Where are you going to make the investments, right? Which leads on to the third one, your investments. And there's some things you can do today, like literally, you can do something tomorrow. But you're not going to do everything, and you're not going to make the step, the jump to the intelligent enterprise in one go. You're going to do it in waves, yeah? So what is your investment profile? And then I suppose the fourth, and quite nicely covered in the previous panel, is how are you going to govern all of this, right? The challenge I think with AI, for good, it might inadvertently increase the liability of a company, for instance. If you look at the Companies Act 2010, right, it expanded the remit of a board director for good business practice. They now need to start thinking about long-term decisions for the health of their shareholders and stakeholders, employee well-being, suppliers and customers. It's actually, the fiduciary duty today is quite wide, right? So if there's an issue, let's say it's an accounting issue, then pretty straightforward. Did the board have the right competency, to foresee, to manage, and to navigate? But if it's an AI issue, what happens? It's so gray, as the last 3 discussions have shown, right? It's so gray. There is a very well-known study, and this is pre-COVID, right? Because COVID sort of disrupted the data a little bit. But pre-COVID, if you look at the board compositions of companies that have held on to protecting and creating shareholder value from the 70s, they changed the board composition from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s, 2000s, to reflect the technological revolution and the state of the time. Yeah? And then the fifth thing is regulation, which we covered, right, in amount of detail. But it's a boardroom issue, right? So I give you a prediction. If you look back maybe 30 years or so, and you picked any company annual report, you just picked it up and you read it, there were hardly any mentions of ESG in a company report. Hardly. But you cannot pick up a single company annual report today where you don't have a whole section on ESG. And I predict the same thing is going to happen with AI. Companies are going to have to report in their annual report how they use AI, where they use AI, and why their AI is what I call FTRA, fair, transparent, responsible, and accurate. Right? Those are the 5 things, yeah. So, it's a nutty issue, right? And it's a perfect opportunity for boards to get ahead of this, yeah.